We're so glad you are with us here this half hour. We've got a guest here in studio now, and we're going to talk all about this event that's happening toward the end of the month. It's really about talking about the mental health of our veterans and offering support and talking about the struggles that they may be dealing with as they acclimate back into everyday civilian life. So I'm joined by Ben Terpsma, the executive director of the 90, which is a veteran-founded nonprofit in Holland. Ben, thanks so much for being here to talk about your nonprofit, this event, which we're going to explain why we've got this here on the table in just a moment. But for anyone who has not heard of the 90, this nonprofit that you founded, why did you found it in the first place? And what was sort of the goal in having it the last couple of years?
So really, it came out of COVID. During COVID time, a lot of us that were on active duty had a lot of kind of downtime. I was a senior instructor down at Fort Custer, so a lot of our courses kind of got pushed off to the side. A lot of us discovered we loved mountain biking and getting out as groups. So shortly after that, my wife and I went on a trip and said, hey, what if we kind of started a nonprofit where we could continue building this community of veterans getting together, doing some outdoor activity, and what does that look like? So she had started a yoga studio back on the east side of the state, and so we said, well, yoga is very beneficial for veterans, especially when it comes to like mental health, mindfulness, and then the love for being out on the mountain bikes, out on the trail. So that's how we got started back in 2021. It's evolved since then. So insurance got a little expensive for mountain biking as far as covering the costs, cost of mountain bikes, weather, a lot of stuff played into that. So, but we still wanted to do something outdoors. So we kind of switched to rucking. So rucking's a really good way for people in general to get out, stay fit, stay active, put a little bit of weight on there to give a little bit of resistance, but go out and do some walk and then still be in the woods to kind of get some of that forest therapy. So we combined that then with yoga, and that's kind of where we're at now. In 2023, we opened up a brick and mortar facility. We call it the Forge. So that's our yoga studio that has yoga, HIIT, Pilates, boot camp style classes. We're adding a TRX band class. We have kids classes, kids yoga, and it's free for all veterans and first responders. But it's open to the community. So that's a big part of what we're trying to do is we're trying to bridge that gap between veterans and the community and how we can bring them together. A lot of veterans like myself, when you return from serving, you kind of feel lost a little bit, like you're not part of the community. So we're really trying to make sure that we bring the community back together.
And you just got into it there, but having these activities, especially activities with other people, how crucial can that be for, acclimating back into civilian society and dealing with everything that you've seen or experienced while serving and, making that transition? How helpful in your experience can it be to have things like this to do with other people?
It's great. Veterans really will cling to each other. You can share, what we call war stories. But a lot of times it's just shared interests, it's a shared bond that you develop over your time in the military. What we've discovered though is when we bring community members in who've also been through maybe traumatic events or different events, and they start talking with our veteran group and they find a lot of similarities and start sharing those connections, it really builds a better, strong community to have like, hey, now we're not isolated, I'm not, just a veteran, I can be part of this community and really build that strength together.
And that's sort of the push for this event that you guys are hosting at the end of the month. Let's talk a little bit about that, where the kind of idea came for it. And of course, we'll talk about why you have this backpack full of weight in front of us.
Okay, so I got to give a shout out to a good friend of mine, Travis Snyder. Travis has walked around Lake Michigan a bunch of years.
Wow.
So a good friend, I've walked with him a few different legs of his trip. And we kind of started saying, okay, what else can we do for our community here? And so we kind of came up with the idea to do this 30-hour walk. Carrying a 30-pound rucksack by 30 different veterans. So 30, 30, 30 for the 90, kind of a play on our nonprofit name there. And we wanted to do it during the month of September. So September is Suicide Awareness Month. And we're doing this as really a way just to bring awareness to the community of what we are, what we do, the programs we offer, and just for a chance for the community to come out and talk to our veterans, get to know them, some of our older veterans down to our youngest ones. We're also making a really big push to have our newest veterans come out, our newest high school recruits that are just getting ready to enter into service. And what can we do for them to make sure that they'll be successful not only during their time in boot camp, but during their time in their whole military career.
And so we were talking that, right now you've got the veterans set that are actually going to be, walking with the 30 pounds on their back, each for an hour for those 30 hours. But what you're really looking for anyone at home who might be hearing this, maybe they don't know a veteran, maybe they have no connection to the veteran community whatsoever. You're looking for them to come and really just make this community that we've been talking about even larger. Walk side by side. You don't have to have the 30 pounds, but walk there with them to show that we have this network of support here in our area.
Yeah, that's a big part is, the community can't carry the weight that veterans carry, but we really want them to walk alongside us, to come alongside to help support alongside us. We're going to have other people out there. The Ottawa County Veterans Administration is going to have their team out there to answer any questions that other people might have. So yeah, it's really just a way to bring that community out to say, hey, we're here to support you, we're here to walk alongside you, and we're here to help you out.
And you mentioned you guys are having this during September. Of course, it's Suicide Awareness and Prevention Month, which, you know, we hear quite often about the statistics involving veterans and suicide. But why is it so important from your perspective that we're continuing to talk about that? You know, it's a problem that's not going away and we need to keep talking about.
Yeah, it's never going to go away. The numbers are getting better, but you always got to keep going until it's zero.
Yeah.
But again, we're always looking for different ways. You know, some things have worked in the past, some things haven't. So really to bring that community aspect in, instead of having just kind of veteran-only programs or veteran-only events, you know, we're really trying to bring that community piece in to try and really have that community support those veterans. It's hard for veterans to kind of support themselves sometimes because, you know, we all carry this weight, but if you have the community to come out and support you, it can make carrying that weight a lot easier.
And when it comes to this event, or just showing up to all of the things you guys are offering at the Forge, if there's veterans watching right now or family members of a veteran and they're thinking, hey, this could be great for me to check out, maybe I'm a little nervous, maybe I don't know anyone, what's just your word to them on, you know, just coming and checking out what you guys have to offer?
Yeah, so all our classes at the Forge are free for veterans and first responders. Students and teachers get a discount. I have a teaching background myself, so I have a passion for teachers. And then we have our regular months. We've had it before where people say, I can't afford any of that. We just want them to come. That's really what we want to bring yoga to the community. Monday nights for guys is Bro Flow. So 7:30 tonight is Bro Flow, and that's been a super popular class. A lot of guys, again, the stigma of yoga, like I'm not going to go to a yoga class and be embarrassed. So we kind of had a guy-only class with Adam, who's a great instructor, and that's been one of our most popular classes. And you just see these guys come in and start forming this bond, like, oh, okay, hey, yoga's challenging, it's tough, it's not just stretching and flexibility.
Yeah.
And I leave and I'm like sweating on my mat. But it's great. And then we hang out afterwards for a while. Our space is great. We have couches, chairs like this that we sit and we'll talk and bond and just, again, bring that community together.
Oh, so great. I love that. Bro Flow on Monday nights. Okay, and let's pull up the information for the event at the end of the month if anyone would like to check it out. So this is the 30 by 30 Ruck event. It's going to be at Beechwood Church in Holland. So it's running from Friday morning through Saturday early afternoon, that 30-hour time span. Ben, anything else folks should know just about that event or anything else that you guys offer before I let you go?
Nope, but I will change that. You got the dates right on there, the 27th to 28th, but that's Saturday to Sunday.
Oh, my mistake.
That we're running on there. So we'll start Saturday at 8 a.m.
Saturday to Sunday.
Yep, and finish Sunday at 2. So
gotcha,
times are right,
cool.
dates are right, just Saturday and Sunday.
Awesome, awesome. All right, Ben, thanks so much for coming in and talking about this. I appreciate it. And hopefully you learned something, took something away from this interview. And if you'd like to check out the Forge or that event at the end of the month, all of that information is online as well. We'll be right back.